Okay, Adriana. So today we're going to be, I'm going to be teaching you how to do the chest press on the bench here. We're going to be using a barbell to start, and later we'll be doing a dumbbell variation. So this exercise is very good for working the muscles of the chest, the front part of the shoulder, and also the muscles in the back of the arm, the triceps. But it's also very good for working like your upper back musculature, your core musculature, and even your lats, because these are all muscles that are working to stabilize shoulder, stabilize your base of support, make sure that you're getting a proper amount of force generation, all these different things. This is great for day-to-day activities such as shoveling snow, carrying groceries, boxes, or something at work, pushing open doors, or any other types of pushing movements or overhead movements it helps with as well. A lot of carryover to sports performance with maybe throwing things, or a lot of different areas of your upper body are being used and are trained in this exercise. So it is more difficult because it's compound exercise, but that's why we're going to go through all the different points of technique today. Make sure you're doing it optimally, efficiently, safely, especially when you're on your own as well. Okay, so all right, so the most important things to note are that you're keeping your head in contact with the bench, making sure your chin is tucked and you're not raising your head as you go through the repetitions. Keeping your hips in contact on the bench the whole time. Feet are always in contact with the ground or the plate or platform, whatever you're using to elevate your feet. And then from here, you're going to be grabbing the bar at a width that when you unrack and bring the bar down, so you might have to play around with it in the first few repetitions, but when you come down, you want your wrist to be in line with your elbow, okay? So you want them stacked on top of each other, so that's where your grip is going to be. So you're grabbing the bar right about here on the rack over there, and then from there, you're going to retract and depress your shoulder blades, okay? So pulling them back and down, engaging your core, so your ribs shouldn't be flaring, you should be having them engaged, okay? And then from here, you're going to be pulling off the weight. Going to be over your shoulders to start. And then from here, you're going to be lowering down so your elbows are coming to about a 45-degree angle. Okay, and then you're coming to a 90-degree angle at the bottom, right? So you're not coming all the way down here, just right here at 90 degrees, okay? So pulling off, starting here, shoulder blades retracted. You'll have a slight arch, but mostly neutral spine. Core engaged. Here. Lowering down. Okay, so everything, getting this technique set up, pulling it off, and down. Okay, so right about there. Okay, Adriana, so now I've got the platforms here because we've seen that your feet or your knees were a little bit lower than your hips. So now we've elevated it so it's level. That'll help keep your spine neutral throughout the movements. Like I said, we're gonna start with a 20-pound weight because I think that's a good starting point for you, but we'll adjust it accordingly. And yeah, we're just going to be trying to get into that 8 to 10 repetition range. We're using that range because it's going to help me determine your 1 repetition maximum or your program design. So it makes it a lot more accurate. So yeah, I'll just have you lay down, get your head at the top of the bench. And I'm just going to be handing you the weight, like I said, so it's a similar position to the rack position over there. And as we go through, I'm just going to do some verbal and palpation cueing, just to make sure your technique is right and you're performing it properly, safely. And yeah, so we'll go from there. It's actually slightly wider. Good, making sure it's even. Good. Okay, and down. Good, there we go. So now the wrists are stacked over the elbows and you're coming down 90 degrees. Good, so let's keep doing those. So you're at 3 repetitions. Wrists and elbows looking good. Head is staying in contact with the bench and the chin is tucked. Keeping that core engaged. Good. Okay, 2 more. Good, and last one. Good, and back up there. And then you'd rack it, and then I'd help it rack. Good. Okay, so everything's in position, you're comfortable. Okay, so get your back set. So shoulder blades retracted and depressed. Good, okay, now so this is the rack and you're reaching up to grab the bar. Same grip that you had last time. Good, and when you're ready, breathing in on the way down and breathing out as you press up. Good. Good, making sure not to lock the elbows at the top. So let's, yep, good. Down, Good, okay, that's 7. 8. Good, okay, so it's getting challenging now. I'm here to spot. Okay, aiming for 10. Do the best you can. I'm not helping at all. Good. Good, keep the core engaged and press. There you go, okay. And take the weight. All right. So I think that 10th rep was your fatigue point. I don't think you could do another rep after that with proper technique all the way through. Yeah, so I think that one was good. That's a good weight to start at. So we'll use that as your calculation for determining your program, okay? All right, so you can sit up.
Okay.
Okay, Adriana, so like I said, the chest press here can be done in a lot of different variations, or you can train these same muscles with a lot of alterations to the exercise. So like I said, we did one with the barbell, the small barbell here. We're also gonna do it with the dumbbells. You could also do push-ups, body weight push-ups, things like that. So those are all exercises that'll target the same muscles that I talked about. But we're gonna do the dumbbell. So this is another variation that you could do on your own if the benches are taken over there. So I'm just gonna demonstrate this again quickly. So start with the weights on your knees here, and then you're just gonna use your knee to help the weight up onto your shoulder here, so it's just nice and secure with your arm, and the other one as well. And then when you sit back, you'll be in a nice strong position. And then from here, you can bring the dumbbells out to your sides, just like the barbell position. Okay, so again, starting at that 90 degrees, wrists over the elbows, core engaged, head in contact, feet in contact, and then you're pressing up, okay? And then down, still at that 45-degree angle, and keeping the chest engaged the whole time, and pressing up, okay? And then when you're done, make sure to bring them in, down to your chest so it's a safer position, okay? And then you can sit up from there, okay? That way you're not internally rotating and throwing the weights down like you see a lot of people doing, so it's very hard on your shoulders, can cause injuries. So again, making sure not to lock out the elbows at the top, so they're just softened very slightly, good. And then lowering down. Okay, so let's keep the wrists over the elbows. Good, just like that, and then press up, back over the shoulders, good. Yep, keeping the shoulder blades retracted and depressed. Good, keeping that core engaged as well. Great. Yep, there you go, and you can sit up. Very good job. So again, that's just another option of what you can do. Whether you want some variance in your program just to mix it up, make it a little more fun, or if the bench presses are taken over there. Okay? Okay, Adriana, so that's it for today for learning that exercise and testing that exercise. So what I'm gonna do now is I have FIT variables. So this stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. So what that means is when I send you a copy of this for your program design, when you're on your own, you can follow this and you know kind of how to set up your exercise, right? So you'll know how often to perform it per week, what the intensity or the load or the weight like we use there, what that's gonna be. The time kind of stands for volume, so it's gonna be the amount of sets and repetitions. So for example, you're gonna do what I have here is 2 sets of 8 repetitions. So you'll do 8 repetitions. So you move it 8 times, and then you're gonna rest for 2 minutes, and then you're gonna perform another set of 8 repetitions, and then rest again. Okay. And then the type is just the type of equipment or variation that you're gonna use. So like we did with the barbell, we used the barbell first, so that's one type of variation or one type of equipment. And then the next one was with dumbbells, so that's just a little bit of variance there. And you're gonna rotate between those, okay? And then, so that's the time and the type. The intensity we calculated by doing your 8 to 10 repetitions, 8 to 10 repetition max. So that helped me develop what your starting point will be, and it's gonna be 50% of your 1 repetition max calculation. So it's gonna be 20 pounds. Okay, so you're gonna start with 20 pounds and you're gonna do the 2 sets of 8 repetitions with that weight to start. And then from there, we're gonna be progressing gradually up. And then frequency, I'm going to want you to perform this 2 days per week. So right now you're doing 2 full body sessions. So I want you to, the program's going to show that you're going to do your chest press in there with your full body routine. So you're going to do it 2 times per week, and just make sure that you have at least 48 hours between each session, okay? So yeah, they're pretty simple. It's just so you know what you're looking at, what you're reading, when you look at it on your program. Yeah, so I'll make sure to send you this copy on your electronic version that I've made for you, and then yeah, we'll start progressing and making adjustments that we need to, build from there, make sure that your technique is always good, and when you're on your own doing it, if you find something feels off compared to what you did today, then those are the kinds of things that we'll go over in your sessions, okay? All right, so good job today again, and yeah.